Hello, and this is Bug S Reviews, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Mutant Leader, Batman, and Robin from The Dark Knight Returns. So before we take a look at them, I'm going to take a look at Batman and his accessory. So first up is Batman, and Mattel did a great job of this. I love the sculpting and the paint, and it even has dry brushing over it to give his muscles more tone and depth. And the only actual accessory it comes with is Batarang, and it's made of a very soft, bendable rubber. There's really not any detail on it, but it fits in his hand pretty good. Just wedge it in like that, and it stays really good. And I think that Mattel did a great job with this. They made this look just like the graphic novel. And I even like his pouches on his belt. All of them are sculpted out really nice. And the articulation's nice too. So this is just an all-around great figure. And another thing that I like about it is the torso. You can actually move it just a little bit to the side, and some Mattel DC Multiverse action figures don't even have that. So I like that this one has a little bit of that. So, let's take a look at his articulation now. So his head is on a ball peg that can move side to side, up just a little bit, and just down a little bit. Ball hinge shoulder that goes out that far. Swivel at the bicep, single jointed elbow, and swivel wrist. It's the same on this one. It can move out the same and move the same. He has an ab crunch that doesn't really move back much. It can crunch down. He has waist movement. And now, it's a little tricky with his hips because they're on a ball joint, but this right here is pelvis. It's like all one sculpted like soft rubber piece, so you can only get his legs to move out about that much and can kick back more. He has a single jointed knee and a swivel just above the ankle a little bit, and a swivel ankle. So this toy is really great, and it stands up fine by itself. So I really like that, because with the bulky cape, you'd really think that, it wouldn't really stand up too well, but it does. Of course, now it won't because his feet moved. But it actually does a really good job. And I like the coloring and the detail and sculpt, and the face is really good. So I really like this toy. And this was a Walmart exclusive, so if you're looking for this, you can only get it at Walmart. Up next is the Carrie Kelly Robin. And this figure is great. I have some minor complaints about it. I think they did a good job overall, but I feel like her hands are a little too big. They just look too big for the small frame of the figure. I don't know. And she doesn't stand up at all. Like, even if you bend her feet, she'll just go forward. So she really can't stand up on her own, but like, if you lean her against Batman, she'll stand up. Or you could use a Mafex stand, or probably even the old Marvel Legends from Toy Biz stand. You could probably use that. And the accessory she comes with is, it's a little hard to get out of here. She has a little thing that can hold her slingshot on her belt. And this is it. It's kind of all one color. It's a dark gray and black. And the part of the slingshot, I thought it would have been good if they would have used like an actual rubber band that would have like some pull to it, but it's just sculpted, and it kind of lays a little awkwardly in her the place on the belt that holds it. But it's not bad overall, and getting it in your hands really easy. Just goes like that. So I have my complaints with it, but it's still a pretty good figure. It's very accurate to the comic though, minus the big hands. But I think they did good with her hair. And there's some slight dry brushing in it. What's the dry brushing color? A little bit of like darker orange over the light orange. And her glasses, I like them. They're the big 80s glasses. And they did great on her suit. And see, she only has slight movement at the waist. And I'm not really bothered by it, but it would have been great to get her in better poses. I suppose if you take this out, you can probably, yeah. So actually, if you do that, you can swivel it more, but it's still not much. So for the articulation, it's the same with this. She has She has a ball joint that it can just move side to side and just up and down just a little bit. She has ball jointed elbow, or ball jointed shoulder, single jointed elbow, swivel at the wrist. It's the same with this one, except, well, it doesn't actually go all the way in like this one does. So to compare them, this one doesn't go out the same amount as this one does. So that's not really anything major. She has a swivel waist. She has a swivel hip that moves out pretty far. I actually think she can actually do the splits. So that's actually pretty cool. If you had a Mafex flight stand, you could probably get her in a nice kicking pose with this figure. So that'd probably be cool. She has a swivel at the thigh, single jointed knee, and a swivel ankle. And I think part of what hinders it is this back here on her boots. So I think that's why, because it can only move back that far and can move up just a little bit. But I think it's the boot all around that like hinders the up and down articulation. So if it wasn't for that, she could probably stand up better. So this toy isn't bad. It's good if you want to add to your Dark Knight Returns collection from DC Multiverse. So it's a pretty good toy. And up next, this has to be my favorite other than Batman from the Dark Knight Returns Multiverse action figures. This is the Mutant Leader. And he comes with his... I'm going to take these off here. He comes with his torch. And they did really good on this. I would have liked translucent plastic, but I think they did really good with the fire. The yellow going into red, they did really good with this. Mattel really did great with this figure. I like the sculpting on this too, it's really great. And then he comes with a crowbar. It's a pretty simple crowbar. It has a little bit of marbling effect in it, but nothing much. And now for the figure itself. I love this figure. Mattel did great sculpting his face. They got the expression, the teeth, the weird mohawk right, his glasses, even the sculpt on his muscles. They did really great on that. And the spikes, they did great on the spike on his belt and on his wrists and by his feet. And they're soft rubber and they can be swiveled back and forth like that. And another thing I wanted to point out is the toes. They did really great on his toes. They sculpted in the veins, and they sculpted his sharp toes and toenails. They did really great with that. So this toy has to be my second favorite aside from the Batman one. And he has really good articulation. He has the same thing with his pelvis right here. It's got that weird like rubber piece for this. It's all one piece, so it can only kick forward just a little bit, but you can still get him in some pretty good poses, like that. He can do that. So, this is very comic accurate, and I really love this figure. So, he's got the same ball-jointed head that can move up just a little bit. He can't actually move side to side much, just a little bit of wiggle there. He's got a ball-jointed shoulder that moves out really, really far. He's got a swivel bicep, single jointed elbow, single jointed wrist. And these do move, so that moves too. And it's the same with this one, same everything. He's got an ab crunch that can move back pretty far and down pretty far. I like that about this one. He's got perfect waist swivel. He can he can do this. So I like that. And I think he can just do the splits too. So he's got ball jointed hips, swiveled thighs. It can move out this much. It can move back further. It can move up just a little bit. Single jointed knee, single jointed ankle, and the spike band moves on this one too. So this figure is great, and for his accessories, he can hold this in his hand very well. Like you can shake it and it doesn't come out at all. And with the crowbar, he can hold it in his hand, but he'll eventually drop it because it kind of stays in there very loosely. But I really don't care about that because what he's mainly seen with is the torch, and then he just fights with his bare hands too. So this toy can hold his accessories and stand up, which is a plus. So this toy is really, really great, and I love it. So I'm going to do a comparison of all of them together. Let me get this in here. It's really tough to get in once you take it out the slingshot from her belt. That's very hard to get back in. So either leave it in there or leave it out is what I'd recommend. So I think they did perfect with the height on these. And even with Batman, they did perfect with the height because he's actually just a little bit taller than the mutant, and I think the height is perfect with all of them. So the height between these are really good, and these all look like they came straight from the Dark Knight Returns graphic novel. So Mattel really did great with these, and I would highly recommend these. So if you like this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button and like my video. Thanks for watching.